because now that we're talking about being on the road, Dave, you spend some time on the road.
Yeah.
And the road is, I guess the best way I can sum up what it's like being on the road is to share what the bass player in Hypnotic Clambake said to me. He's like, oh yeah, the only thing worse than being on the road is being at home. Because you miss the road. You know, he's like, here's what's going to happen. You're on tour. You know, we've been on tour for 2 or 3 months or whatever, living in a school bus. You start to learn a lot about each other, and I'm being kind. You wind up getting on each other's nerves, and hopefully you learn how to get on each other's nerves, and hopefully you learn how not to, right? And how to navigate that. But it's work trying to, the 22 hours of the day that you're not playing the gig are definitely the work part of this, just keeping the band together. Right. And, Chris told me, Chris Q, the bass player at the time in the Clambake, was like, yeah, man, you're so happy at the end of the tour to go home, and you're happy the first day that you're home. And then the next day is when you wonder, so, when am I going on the road again? Like, you miss it. He's like, you will miss it. He's like, you don't believe me when I'm telling you this. He's like, but trust me, in 48 hours, you will miss this.
Well, there are many levels to that. Yeah. First of all, when you come home and you're looking for your envelope of per diem, or you're wondering when the catering's being delivered, and you're asking your wife who's going to do the laundry, that doesn't go over too well. But those are you do kind of have an acclimation period to go through when you come back home.
Yep.
Especially if you're married and you have a family, because if you're gone for any length of time, they have their routine that they have also gotten into with you gone.
Yes.
And I got to say, I've been very fortunate that the tours I've been on have been pretty cushy, and we're really taken care of. And
we didn't have a per diem in the Clambake. We had a per month, and and you spend it wisely, and we had to do our own laundry when we were lucky to be able to do it. Right. Yeah. But still, like it's still you get into a fairly cushy routine. Yeah, you get into a rhythm, and so to your point, so does your family. Yeah,
right, exactly. So and you almost have, and I've been guilty of this. I come home and I have expectations in a way, where I want to be welcomed, and I want people to miss me, and and pay attention to me. But it doesn't always happen that way, because like I said, they're in their world, and they've had to adjust their world because of me not being around.
Yes,
so that's a delicate.
It's your fault they are in this world.
Exactly. And as far as missing it and wanting to get back out again, I love being home, and because also I have the studio, and the road is not my only work. So when I'm home, I'm also working here, and it's great, But
yeah, you've really kind of paved an excellent path for yourself, my friend.
Yeah, I got to say, it's again, I'm very fortunate that I have I have these things to kind of ride out each other too when one thing gets a little slow, but it's, and I was telling this to Lewis when we were talking about the difference between studio work and live work, is that if you're on a good tour, if you're lucky enough to be on a good tour, all the work, all the advance work, all the planning, all the bookings, the travel, everything is just being taken care of by other people. And you have your job, and you go into the venue each day and do your job. And if you're lucky enough to work with a great team, it's some of the best work you can ever do. And again, I'll relate to this tour that I've been doing for this past year on and off. It's a great team, great band of musicians, and we walk into a venue at 9 or 10. We're carrying all our own production except for the main PA. We're carrying everything of our own. We go into the venue 9 or 10 a.m. It's empty. Nothing has happened yet. By 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, we're up and running because of the way that the whole team works, and we work like a little machine. We do a sound check. We eat 3 times. Food's waiting for us. We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the venue. And we do the show. Most of the time it goes really well. We pack up, and we leave, and we do it again. And it's just, I love the repetition of it. I love the, as I said, we just work as a machine, and it's great. And the fact that all of this stuff is just taken care of, and you have your one job that you do and you can focus on, it's the greatest thing.
Do you welcome the days off more than the days on?
It's nice to have days off, especially if I'm on this tour. I'm a big cyclist. That's my passion outside of sound and audio.
Yes.
So I was lucky enough to bring along one of my bikes on the tour bus. So as soon as I had a day off or even a night off, I was out exploring. I was around doing these long rides. So I did look forward to those days off.
Yeah.
If we have a couple of days off, we want to get back into the venue and start getting to work again. Because, also, if you happen to be in a great place, you're not there with your family and the guilt starts setting in and you want to share it with your family. I've been in some amazing places and had some time off, and and I can't share it with my family. That gets a little tricky.
Yep. I didn't. We didn't have the money to enjoy the places that we were when I was on the road with the Clambake, but with my career with Mac Observer and Mac Geekab and stuff, I have been able to. I have found myself in amazing places enjoying them, and it's like, oh man, like I wish. I can't wait to tell my family about this. I wish they were here with me. And I've had a few opportunities to, sort of show them what that can be like at times. I think I told the story years ago, and I know I told the story on this show years ago where I, was able to get my family and me a tour of Abbey Road Studios and these things that just don't happen. You couldn't, you can't go on Airbnb experiences and book that tour, right? This happens because of you're in the right place at the right time and you know the right people, and being able to share that with your family, not being able to share that, I totally understand that guilt, or just this would be so much better if.
And and you're with the people that you're working with, and if you have a good relationship with them, you hang out, you go out to dinner or whatever. But it's a different thing. Getting back to your original point, as far as being home and wanting to get back out again, one of the first big tours I went on, Claire Brothers was supporting the show. That's who's supplying the PA.